Really. You know what I'm saying? Stargaze means that you're able to slide from this dimension into the next. This is the only thing this is what the ancestors used to teach us. They knew all of this. How you think we got here? That's how we got here. You know what I'm saying? All right. Leave this on the board. Let me go to this one here. Huh? It's embedded in our spiritual songs also. That's right. If you listen to good. Yeah. Swing low, sweet chariot, coming forth to carry me home. That's deep. You know, you talking about a chariot coming forth to carry me home? You know what I'm saying? You know, we still thinking, you know, little tin metal ships coming down. Hey, you know, let me take you up. Let me conduct some experiments, some anal probes. Because this is the nonsense that these Europeans is telling us. This is the nonsense that they're telling us, right? You know, they get snatched up, you know, you go to a cow, you know, to a field, you know, see dead cows, you know, guts going and everything, and we like, oh. Wow, man, oh, must be something to this stuff here. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean, they got us so caught up, you know what I'm saying? They got us so caught up on this nonsense, you know. But let me see here. Wait, let me go through some of this information here. Everybody know this symbol here, right? This is the signs of the yin and yang, in which that we went over earlier, which is Atum. Atum is, once again, is the father of masculine principle already in creation. This is the same signs as the yin and yang, positive and negative, electrical and magnetic. Same science. It's telling you that everything was brought into existence simultaneously. Matter of fact, that's what the 7 principles of Tahuti is based on. The 7 principles of Tahuti is based on what? Mentalism. Mentalism is the science of the all is mind and everything in the universe is mental. The law of correspondence. Polarity. Gender. Rhythm. Vibration. Cause and effect, or what they call karma. One, two, three, 4, 5, 6, 7. These are supposed to be the universal laws of Tahuti. Now, the universal laws of Tahuti all tells you about duality in nature, duality throughout the universe, duality throughout the cosmic scheme of things. So it means that duality came about at the law of Tahuti. Tahuti means wisdom. Tahuti is another word for wisdom within the ancient Kemetic teachings. He was also known as the record keeper. So that means that he established the universal record called the Akashic Records. The Akashic Records means the universal library. This is the library in which that all your past lives are stored. Yes.
On that picture you just held up?
Yes.
You said that was the yin and the yang?
Yin and yang.
I'm curious.
Also 6 and 9.
Excuse me?
Also 6 and 9.
Okay.
Yeah, Jimi Hendrix, you know, if 6 was 9. Right.
Yeah, I was just going to ask you, why is one, I know it's supposed to be positive and negative, but one is light and one is dark.
Right. It represents the same signs which I just put up on the board about the Ida and the Pingala. The black serpent and the white serpent. Right. This is the same. This middle portion right here is the middle path in which that is spoken about within Buddhism.
Okay.
The middle path is spoken of within Buddhism, in which that you travel the middle path, therefore you unify the opposite forces. These are opposite forces, but in the middle path, you unify both of them. This is the same signs as your lower nature and your higher nature. And you unify them at the heart chakra, or either you manifest the emergence of the lower energies into the higher energies. And those lower energies dissipate into the higher energies, and therefore you become the supreme ruler over your so-called quote-unquote earthly body.
I'm glad you explained that, because feng shui have another definition.
Wow.
You probably know about that.
Yeah, I know a little bit about swing shui, you know, swing and shui.
He has another definition.
No, it's the same.
But no.
Well, tell us the definition.
Huh?
Tell us the definition. You remember it?
Not really. I read it in one of the books.
It represents the balance. It represents the balance.
In the house,
right?
Which way your apartment is structured,
right?
You know, if you have your bed this way,
right?
And
right. You ain't supposed to be having no cactus up in your crib, right? All that stuff.
So you cut off the positive flow of energy coming in, and you know, the bed is in a death position.
Right.
It's a whole. They have a whole. If you
I know what you're talking about. Right.
So that's why I had to know. I said, okay.
Yeah, but even
Because he has that same
the Chinese and the Japanese, they all refer to this as the yin and yang symbol.
Yeah.
You know, which is nothing more than masculine and feminine forces. The unification of the masculine and feminine forces is the middle path. That's the middle path in which each and every one of us is supposed to be walking, is the unification of what is called the law of opposites. Yeah. The law of opposites means that you're dealing with two direct opposed positions. This is where polarity comes in at. Polarity deals with those two extremes. Good, bad. You know what I'm saying? Well, how do you merge good and bad together? You know, and that's the science in which they be all here today in order to learn, because this is what's going to take us into the realm of the out of the womb and into the mind, is the unification of those opposite forces.
See, that's pretty much what they're saying too, because if you don't have things balanced, you can cut off and stop a flow of positive energy.
That's right. That's right.
Basically what.
No.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Well, right here, this is a picture of the heavenly force and the earthly force. And it speaks about the yin force of heaven is dominant in man, and the yin force of earth is dominant in woman. The former case, the former cause an outward penetration shape of the ligum, which is talking about the penis, whereas the latter creates an inward receptive shape, which is talking about the vaginal area or yoni. Thus, the forces of heaven and earth complement each other during sexual contact. So this is what we was talking about, is that even through intimacy, this is how you produce the light within the body, even at a greater state, because you're not just working in order to unify the forces within yourself, but you're also using it in order to work it with your partner. All right? Now, this is shown right here with the unification of the same principles that I had up on the board earlier. This here is Geb. Right here, this is Newt. All right? I'm pretty sure y'all have seen this picture before. But this is symbolic to the unification of the opposite forces. Okay? This is the same science in which that is spoken of within the mythology, is that at this particular time, man represented the earthly portion, the woman represented the sky or heavenly portion. You know what I'm saying? All of it is talking about centrifugal and centripetal force. Push and pull. That's what it's talking about. That's what creates what we call the gravitational pull on us here on Earth. There is no such thing, to tell you the truth, there is no such thing as what we call gravity. You know what I'm saying? If we would pull up our chakras, pull up the Kundalini energy through our chakras, we would be able to break the so-called weak gravitational force of the planet very easily, because it's the weakest force here. It's weaker than it's weaker than any magnetic force. It's weaker than any heat source. It's weaker than any light source. The gravitational force on this planet is the weakest of all forces on this planet. It's the weakest. So that means that we shouldn't have no problem in order to escape from planet Earth. Not just New York. You know what I mean? All right. Right here, this is the first encounter. This is talking about, right here, Ninti and Inky producing, supposedly the first beings into existence. Zechariah Ascension will have us to believe, this is why